We're going to be looking at interior angles in a triangle. What does interior mean? Is it an angle that's inside the triangle or outside the triangle? Interior. These are the angles that are inside the shapes. A triangle has 3 sides, which means it always has 1, 2, 3 angles. Okay? Anybody know what all 3 angles in a triangle always add up to, no matter what size it is? Does everyone know? They always add up to 180 degrees, always, 180. So if it is an equilateral triangle, yes. Look here. Shh. If the triangle is equilateral, if you know that all 3 angles add up to 180, if it's an equilateral triangle, what does each angle have to be?
60.
How did you get that? 180 divided by 3 would give us 60. So in this case, in an equilateral triangle, all the angles are always 60 degrees because they're equal. That's not the case for all other triangles. But they do always add up to 180. So let me give you an example. What do interior angles in a triangle always add up to? They always equal 180. It doesn't matter what size they are. So, okay? So if I give you this triangle and I say angle A is 70 degrees, angle B is 50 degrees, can you find angle C? Well, what did I just tell you about the interior angles in a triangle? What do they always have to add up to? If we know in a triangle, it could be any shape, any size, A, B, and C, if I add them together, doesn't matter what the numbers are, I'm always, always, always going to get 180 in a triangle, always. So if I tell you, this is 70 degrees, this angle is 50 degrees, and I want to know what's angle C, well, we know that A plus B plus C has to add up to 180. Could you figure out C if I give you A and B? How could you figure that out? How would you figure out C? Add A and B. What is it? 70 plus 50 equals 120 degrees.
And then 180.
Then we take that away from 180. Good, because the whole thing has to be 180. So let's subtract these two, right? The sum of those two. And we would get 60. Well, does that make sense? Let's check. Check your answer. What's 70 plus 50 plus 60? Do you get 180?
Yeah.
Yes. If you don't get 180, then you know you did something wrong. It always has to add up to 180, always. Okay? So if we're given this triangle, and we're told, we're just given the values. I'm told that angle K is 80 and angle J is 30. Can you find angle L? What does K plus J plus L, what do they have to add up to, all 3 angles? 180 degrees. So I want you right now to figure out this missing angle. So Natalie, what do we add first? K and J. So 80 plus 30, what do we got? 110, but I know that this plus this is only 110. If I add the third angle, I have to get up to 180. So what do I have to do to figure out the missing angle? 180 subtract 110, which will give me the answer, which is what? 70 degrees. So according to our calculations, angle L should equal 70 degrees. How could I check to make sure that made sense? Add them all up. 80 plus 70 plus 30. Does that give me 180 degrees? Yes, it does. So this has to be correct. Okay? What is an exterior angle? So we've been looking at the interior angle, so all the angles inside a triangle. Now we're looking at an exterior angle. What does that mean? Is it inside the triangle or is it outside the triangle? Okay? So you can look at this example here. First thing we're going to do here, okay, it says in triangle PQR, side length QR, so this side length, look here, it's not on your paper, but you're going to do a question like this after, is extended to point S over here to create an exterior angle. So we're looking at this. This is the exterior angle. We have to figure out what that angle measure is. Before we figure out the exterior angle, we know that the exterior angle, so I'm going to draw it over here, is formed with the interior angle in the triangle, right? Would you agree that there's an interior angle from the triangle and then there's an exterior angle, correct? This is the interior and this is the exterior. What do you know about both of these angles? If I add them up together, they would equal 180. Excellent. Because they're on a straight line. So they would add up to 180. So what we could do here is we could figure out this interior angle, right? The interior angle is part of the triangle. We just did this. If you know this angle and this angle, can you find the third angle of a triangle? Do it right now. Find the third angle of that triangle. You got it? So what did you add? 47 plus 65. So Victoria's adding this angle and this angle. What do you get when you add those together? 112 degrees. So that means that the two angles add up to 112. To find the third angle, what would I have to do to figure out the third angle? This angle here. Subtract it from 180, right? We just did this. Three angles in a triangle add up to 180. So what is the missing angle? 68 degrees. Does that make sense? We know the three angles in a triangle add up to 180, so the missing interior angle is 68 degrees. But we're trying to figure out this exterior angle. So 68 plus something has to equal 180. How do I figure out the exterior angle now? 180 minus 68, exactly. Equals 112. That was the answer. 112 degrees is the exterior angle. Does everyone understand that? What did you notice the exterior angle was actually equal to? This exterior angle was actually equal to what? The sum of these two interior angles. Do you understand why that made sense? We were doing the same thing over and over. Right? We noticed that when I added up the two interior angles, it actually equals that exterior angle. It actually equaled 112. It was the same answer. If you add up the two interior angles, it will actually give you the exterior angle that's opposite to them. Think about it. To find this angle, I did 180 minus 112, which is 68, and then I did 180 minus 68, which is 112. You're just kind of going in circles. Yeah. What's 80 plus 60? 140. Okay, so you want to figure out this first? If this plus this is 140, what does this angle have to be then? 40. Well, then what does this have to be? 140, right? If I add these two together, it actually gives me the exterior angle every single time, right? Does that make sense? Because this plus this, if I take that away from 180, I'll get the interior angle. But then to get the other angle on the straight line, I have to take that away from 180, which brings me back to this original answer, right? Does that make sense?